having been a single parent, I looked for alternatives. I looked for options. I looked for people that would help me bless my children.
Yes.
And if the parent, refuses that resource, that's just one of the resources that I'd like to see available. But having that alternative, having that option is so very important.
Thank you so much, Elena, for joining me this afternoon. It's such a pleasure to have you. You are the board member of the Tulsa Public Schools for District 4. Is that right?
Yes, Rashida. Thank you for having me be here. So I've been on the school board since 2022, so it's about a year and a few more months. It's about a year and a half. And it's just such a multi-faceted agenda of challenges, I can say. The challenges are students are still not seeing results in being able to read, write, and do math. The challenges are that we don't have enough adults in the room, teachers in the classrooms, paraprofessionals. The challenges are we have approximately 100 new English learners, like multi-language learners of sorts that have possibly never been in a school before. 100 a week coming into our school system. Wow. We have curriculums that need to be vetted by parents before entering into our school systems and presented to our children. We have instructors that want to be respected for their many years of service and work and want to be paid accordingly. And I could go on.
Yes, there seems to be a myriad of challenges.
Yes.
And certainly ones that many don't feel all the way equipped to address. Talk to me about how the National Chaplains Program could potentially help bridge some of those gaps.
So one of the challenges I mentioned are having adults in the room. There are families from all kinds of backgrounds and religions that are, attendees and participants in our schools that can be represented and have spiritual and cultural beliefs that they want to be heard and represented in our schools. And I think that the chaplains organizations would be able to just aptly fill that need to have the adults in the room, someone who family and child can respect and trust.
Yes, indeed. And considering the multitude of challenges and then having a chaplain in seat or to be able to assist both students, do you find that there's a place for those who are looking for assistance as parents as well?
Of course, parents want to have people that they feel that their child should be able to relate to. I think that also chaplains would have a place in being able to just bridge the gap of school and home. On the list of challenges, our superintendent, which is our new superintendent, Dr. Johnson, she says our beautiful challenge is getting students in the classrooms, in the seats, because they're staying at home for whatever reason, whether they need to work, students need to work, or need to be the interpreter at home, or there's just so many reasons that we're not getting kids that we know are there aren't getting in the classrooms. And I believe that we need all hands on deck. So I think chaplains would be a critical part in helping that as well.
That's great. And so there are a lot of stresses that come with the job, obviously. There are a lot of different concerns that, as you mentioned, chaplains do provide. Some may say that counseling probably could make that change a little better than a chaplain. Can you talk to us about what you see might be the difference?
Well, as a previous behavioral health counselor, I can see that counselors have so many resources and so many things that they can do to help a family. But then where their limitations stop, I think a chaplain can pick that up and go farther.
Yes. So some of the, I guess, behavior, so you were a behavioral therapist for some years, and so you have an aspect about, I guess, you have a familiarity or some type of a background in how to handle different situations at different times. I guess I'm curious about those who are probably starting out in the field, and they're looking for possibly someone to give advice. Maybe if chaplaincy is their way of assisting in the school district, as you are, how can they bring their experience as a counselor or someone in the behavioral sciences area to the chaplains program?
So having been a behavioral specialist and my master's is in rehabilitation counseling, I have often went to the churches to seek, advice and guidance and put, again, bridging the gap of putting families into safe places where they feel confident in getting leadership advice or some kind of guidance in helping their child feel comfortable and accepted. And so if the family is feeling accepted and being confident in their surroundings, I think they would be more apt to be able to be better students and grow. We're trying to grow some healthy young adults.
Yes, indeed. And there's such a benefit to having multiple support in the school system.
Yes.
It's not just on the parent, it's not just on the teacher any longer. The issues span much further than that. And so as a community, we see how chaplains could also be a part of that conversation and to be able to help carry that child into their adult life.
Right. As it seems now, teachers feel like they have to be the parent, they have to be the chaplain or the church, and they have to be the societal resource and socialization leader, and a teacher just can't be all of those things. It takes the community, it takes our community, and we shouldn't exclude chaplains or the church or the family from the community, especially the child's surrounding community.
Yes, absolutely. There's such a benefit to keeping the community involved in rearing up children. We do see the benefit of it. As they grow older, they're able to contribute to society a little bit more. They're able to be resilient. Talk to me about how chaplains can assist with resiliency with students.
Well, again, when students feel loved, accepted, and are engaged in life and feel like they are being heard and responded to appropriately, there's loads of benefits to that.
Yes,
So.
with the superintendents, with teachers, with parents, everyone who's involved in this community, especially in the education system. Give me your perspective for a parent who's probably on the fence, not too sure if this is something that they might buy into or not. Give me something that will grip them or let them know that this is something that will benefit them ultimately.
My thoughts on parenting, I think having been a single parent, I looked for alternatives. I looked for options. I looked for people that would help me bless my children.
Yes.
And so just being available is so important. And if the parent, refuses that resource, that's just one of the resources that I'd like to see available. Certainly, parents have their own families and support systems that they build around themselves. But having that alternative, having that option is so very important.